Have you ever stared at your bank account on a Thursday afternoon, willing that next Friday to magically appear? Let's be honest, sometimes that paycheck feels frustratingly distant, especially when unexpected bills pop up or that must-have gadget suddenly drops. Fear not, my fellow wage warriors, because there might be a solution. Have you heard of something called on-demand pay or earned wage access, EWA? These are relatively new fintech services that allow you to access a portion of your already earned wages before your official payday. Intrigued? Well, buckle up because today's video dives deep into the world of on-demand pay, specifically focusing on the big question, what's the maximum amount you can get upfront with these services? The magic of early access. Imagine this, it's Wednesday, and your car decides to impersonate a grumpy donkey and refuses to start. Clutching your wallet full of repair receipts and that sinking feeling, you remember on-demand pay. With a few taps on your phone app, you can potentially access a portion of your wages earned so far that week, enough to get your car back on the road and your peace of mind restored. Pretty cool, right? But before we get carried away, let's address the elephant in the room. How much can you actually get up front? The not-so-simple answer. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the maximum amount on-demand pay. It depends on a few factors. The EWA provider you choose, different companies have different policies and limits. Some may be more generous, while others might take a more conservative approach. Your income and employer, on-demand pay services typically base the amount you can access on your income history and your employer's setup. The higher your salary and the more established your employment, the higher the limit you might be eligible for. Your work schedule and pay cycle, weekly or bi-weekly earners will likely have different limits compared to those with more frequent pay cycles. Understanding the limits, a breakdown. To give you a better idea, most on-demand pay services will allow you to access somewhere between 50% to 80% of your wages earned since your last official pay date. This is a good starting point, but remember, it's not a fixed number. Here's a breakdown to illustrate. Let's say you earn $5,000 bi-weekly, and it's Wednesday of the second week. You've essentially completed half your pay cycle and have earned $2,500. Depending on the EWA provider and your employer's policy, you might be able to access anywhere from $6,500, 50%, to $12,000, 80%, of those earned wages. Beyond the basics, other factors to consider. While the above factors are the main ones influencing your on-demand pay limit, there might be other things to keep in mind. Fees. Some EWA services charge a subscription fee or a small transaction fee for each time you access your earned wages. Be sure to factor these fees into your decision-making process. Account verification. There might be a waiting period or verification process before you can access the full limit offered by the service. The bottom line, know before you go. On-demand pay can be a lifesaver, but it's crucial to understand the limitations before you jump in. Here's what you should do. Research different EWA providers, compare their limits, fees, and features to find the best fit for your needs. Check your employer's policy. Some employers might partner with specific EWA providers or have their own internal processes for accessing earned wages. Do the math. Consider your income, pay cycle, and potential fees to estimate how much on-demand pay can realistically benefit you. Remember, on-demand pay is a tool, not a magic solution. Don't rely on it as a substitute for responsible budgeting. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed and financially empowered.